Good morning. Today's Tuesday before Thanksgiving. I wanted to start off the stream, let everybody get in here, and just say that if you aren't trading with TradeNet, or if you are and you want to upgrade your package, they're having Black Friday sales. So if you decide you want to go with them, or if you have any questions, ask me about it. But the link is in the description. So going over the stocks that we have on watch today, there's really nothing that I like for small caps. I feel like I've been saying this for the past few days, and yet yesterday was a pretty decent day. But first on the watch list, we have ORPN. Let's see. ORPN. It is gapping up 18.5%. It's at $1.40 right now. 2 million share float, and it's already traded 88,000 shares of volume. So it hasn't traded very much volume for the day. One thing to note of this stock, it's at 15.5% short volume, which makes it a little bit more susceptible to a short squeeze. So if we do start to see volume come in and it gets over that 150 mark, I'd say, and it holds up here and comes back up to test, I have an alert up here actually to go short, because based on the daily chart, all the recent gap ups on volume have a top wick and they've closed red. So I'm almost interested in taking a position out of the gates, but it's pulled back so much more. I would much rather have it up around this 170, 175 area and confirm a lower high. So, I'd be risking 50 cents with 250 shares over the high a day. Not really worth risking this 50 cents to close the gap below, which is only 30 cents. I don't want to risk 50 cents to 30. At the same time, it's only a starter position, so then I can add in size up here. I can add in 2 more blocks, and then my average would probably be around this 170, but I'd be risking a little bit too much. Good morning, Laura. Good morning from Finland. Make sure to study for your tests. We don't want you to get, I don't want to be a distraction to your educational success. Green screen. I know. It's okay. We'll just deal with it. Maybe I could wear a hat, or that's worse. There, that's worse. Yeah, I'm just gonna go with it. Thanks though for telling me. So we have ORPN. Not really too interested in it until it gets up in these areas. I don't want to chase anything. Next up on the list, we have NAK. Too cheap for me. I don't really like anything under $1. BLRX. Now the forehead's not green, it just has something to do. I don't actually use a green screen. My screen's like teal. So we have next up on the list BLRX, also sub $1. And that's pretty much it for the gap scanner. I saw one with a really high float, short float, LMFA. LMFA has 30% short float. So out of the outstanding shares, 30% of it is short. And anything over like 25, you kind of have to watch out for a squeeze, because if this thing starts to grab some momentum, it can really get going, because the shorts, 30%, are going to turn into buyers quickly, and that's where you're going to get the short squeeze. So set an alert up here towards $2. Right now it's trading at $1.50. So if we can squeeze up towards 2, I'll look to short it again. Over 2, we're looking at a gap fill up towards this $3 mark, and I do have an alert set around 275. So we'll create an alert for the breakout around 190, and it'll be a gap breakout. And let's see exactly, we're on the 1 minute chart. How do we, I'll just have to look here. Whatever, 190 is close enough. Good morning. Tech Trader, good morning. Anything you guys have on watch, let me know. I'm not really seeing anything for the small caps. Just put some alerts out there and that's it. ORPN, NAK, BLRX are really the only small caps that have volume. BLRX has 105 million share float. It's a little too high. And nothing's really trading with much volume. So keep in mind that it's a holiday week. We're going to be closed on Thursday. It's going to be a half day on Friday. The market closes at 1. A lot of people are probably going to take the day off and just enjoy spending time with their family, maybe go shopping and whatnot. So I don't expect much volume to be here. And there's really nothing that I see. So I don't want to step away from my niche, but looking at the SPY, it's on a downtrend. I would look at stocks that are recently kind of up, like Tesla just got crushed. So I'd look for it to get back around this area and then maybe take it short because it's been doing really well, but the market's going against it, and large caps need to be going in favor of the market. So if we look at Tesla and we look at the SPY, Tesla put in a doji yesterday and it looks like it has a chance to fall. So if it comes back up, I'll look to take it possibly, but then again I'm deviating from my plan and my strategy. Same thing, we have PCGs up on the scanner. It's a $25 stock, up 5.5%. It has a higher float. It's 515 million shares, so it's not going to be as quick to move. And still, it's only trading at 121,000 shares of volume. So nothing really that I like. The highest volume stock that I see right now is Netflix. So Apple cut an order that they had. Seem very confident with the fills. It's because I'm not taking much risk, I think. I haven't seen any A+ setups to go in full size right away. So I'm really only starting in a starter, and I'm looking to add. I want to add. So even if it goes against me, that's okay. And I think that's just the style that I've been trying lately. And it seems to be working okay. The only problem is if it goes against you and you keep adding and then you do get to your break point eventually, then your full size, you have to be disciplined, you have to take your loss. Yeah, if you just jump in full size and expect it to go your way every time, you're going to get stopped out a lot. You know, you put a 10-cent stop on it to make 20 cents. I found out that I couldn't do that. You're talking about Karaman? Yeah, I definitely took some from his strategy, the gap fill, which I like. And then pretty much him and Tim Grittani together. And then I listened to Ross Karaman because I played long for the last 6 months. And I just couldn't sustain the short scalp strategy. And especially TradeNet's not really the broker to do it with. TradeNet has its benefits to shorting, so that's why I'm trying to use any little edge that I can. You mean Will's short that he got? I'm sure he covered it a long time ago. One thing you definitely can't mirror Will's trades. You can't join the group and just expect to make money off his trade alerts. You really have to learn the material and then look at his trades and learn why he's been taking the trades. I don't think he's been sticking to his strategy quite as much because the market's changing. It hasn't been putting in these like amazing double tops like we used to be seeing. YECO, I'm not sure why he missed this one yesterday, but it had a beautiful double top and a gap close reversal. So I mean, we went over this one yesterday. We had the level at 7. I got squeezed. I tried to grab it here. I thought it was going to fail. I initially I lost here, and then I added back in as it came back below 7, and I covered somewhere, you know, along this, paid myself along the way. And then as it came back down below 7 later in the day, I took the trade again under 7. And this one I took with a little bit more size, and I didn't let it ride out. This one I tried to let it ride out, and it, you know, I was hoping to get it down around this $5 mark. So, I mean, YECO, you could look for continuation on the down. Over 7's bearish. I have an alert up here towards 7 to reshort it, and then we also have a breakout alert here. But it's hard to say. It's not really an ideal play around 650. I guess I'll just put an alert here to keep an eye on it. So about 2 minutes to the bell, we have ORPN, we have ears. Ears is too cheap, it's 60 cents. We have Ever, not enough volume. NAK, too cheap. BLRX, under $1, it's too cheap. PCG, 500 million share float. So I got nothing. Nothing today. Yes, I am. I don't really participate much in there. I don't find it that useful, but I do like to have his alerts. I kind of use it as a scanner. You know, if I see him get into a stock, I'll pull it up and see what he's looking at and see whether or not it's worth it. I haven't been taking any trades that he's taking, except for one day. We had the same watch list, and one day we got into the same stock right out of the gate. An ORPN, I guess you can get in here and risk off of 150, but it's really like kind of just forcing it. So tomorrow I'll be on the road, probably not going to stream at all. I'll try to, but I'm not sure how my laptop's going to handle that. Definitely won't be able to use Thinkorswim and stream at the same time. So I'll probably be using my broker's charting. But we'll see. So here we go. Here's the bell. Taking a look at ORPN. I hope this can get some legs and get going. Pre-market high was 323, so that's certainly one to keep an eye on. Yeah, I'd be more comfortable shorting this, but the risk to reward is not really there. You're kind of right in the middle, so it's a coin toss, except for it's a weak market and it looks weak. That's why I would take it short. But I'm not. Gapped up and came back down, opening up 10 cents, 5 cents yesterday. I would look to take it short up here, closer to this 150, 160 area. Now, one thing with trading CFD is you don't have to scale into your position on the way up. You don't have to sell into strength because you can get filled instantly. So we see a bidder at 150, trying to hold it up. If this guy gets sold into, I might just sell some into him. Like I said, the higher it goes, the better. If it can get up to 180, 184, we're looking really good. It had a daily top up here around 188. Also, these are slightly decreasing candles. So here we are at 68, about to trigger one of my alerts. I don't think this is going very high, but I don't want to grab it too early. The last couple days I jumped in too early and it cost me. So if this fails, I can snag it under 150. I'd be chasing weakness a little bit, but then I could manage the risk off of 150. Let's see how high the bulls want to take this stock. Hopefully 180. There's really not much on the gap scanner, so this is what they're going to be playing. You could obviously take it long now if you wanted to, but the entry was down here. So it's starting to look weak. Not really seeing much, but it's holding up. And here's where you could start building in a position as it starts to look weak, but you're getting in early. 74. So we saw a 20,000 share seller at 180. That's going to be able to scare some people out. Although it's a cheap stock, so it's not really going to take too much money to get over that level. So here's the first 1 minute pullback for the bulls. You want to see it hold up here. You don't want to see it pull back too much. If it pulls back too much, it's weak. And that's a little bit more of a pullback than you'd like to see. So good for shorts. Still not the greatest setup. Not quite. It didn't trigger our alert, even though I think it should have. Up in here's the sweet spot. So Tech Trader, are you in Will's room also? Okay, so it's holding up now. Breakout's going to be around 165. Add over 170. Take some profits up here into the people who are chasing. Oh, nice. Okay, so yeah, this is weak.
So this is the time where I would consider taking a trade, thinking that you're a break over 44. So I'm gonna watch.
This one's a higher float. This one might look like bounce here. So I just got 2 alerts for UUU. Ross is trading UUU, and I'm also in a chat room. They also just got in UUU, so it's definitely going to get pumped. It's a $1.50 stock, 150,000 share float. I like these bottom bounces though. Where can this go? Yeah, me too. Definitely one. It's on negative now. Watch $1.45 first. It's the first break. Let's go $1.42, $1.40, $1.49. Spot I want.
I'm watching all these gap down and reverses. You would think that there's a huge green candle in the SPY, and there isn't.
So we want to see that
Green, but it's not like
be above and hold above the 200 moving average.
So the SPY's not really down. We'll see if this starts catching some bids here. That was a pretty big opening range from 20, but it's only down 5%. Let me take a tiny position here just because it looks like it wants to start reversing. In at 19.
33 by 36. We'll watch this 1 minute pullback.
Could add to it, but
obviously in a perfect world, this would already be over $1.50.
See if it holds.
Well, look at all the bounces
on it right now, but keep it, in play here. Keep watching that.
Pretty big spreads here too.
It's not like this is putting in a big green candle.
So they're calling a lot of reverses here.
A little noisy today, for sure.
There's a decent amount of support in this 19 area. I'd like to see it hold.
391,000 shares of volume.
Just about break even. We're kind of straddling the bids and the ask.
Stopped out of UU as it broke the low right.
Breakout on the 1 minute, it's 19.20, which is on the ask here. It seems like it's coming up. Still catching some bids.
Taking my loss on it.
Just doubled in. Average is 19, so still comfortable with the risk. There's 28. Now this is just a bounce on the downside, so I don't expect it to go very far. Could have taken more size, but it's hard to catch a falling knife. So I'll probably be happy with 30.
I manually take the loss.
All right. So they're trading UUU. That thing just got smacked right back down. HTBX on the scan. You'd expect this to get rejected also around this 220 area, especially under 2. Only up 8% for the day. Nothing interesting really. So I didn't watch the charts on how high it went, but so far a pretty good take on this. This could definitely grind higher if it puts in a 5-minute pattern and reverses for PDD, but I want to press the luck.
Stream Deck is good.
Okay, so ORPN is making a lower high, possible double top here. Definitely having trouble compared to the pre-market high. It's so hard not to take this short. Ugh. That was it right here.
I don't know that I would use it instead of turn off my sound. I don't think I would.
So getting in here, getting in at 60, could risk 25 cents. Over high of day, it's not terrible.
Yep, so Black Friday.
It's up 41% for the day, definitely in play. I have an old price alert on TTOO.
See, this is what I'm saying, guys. I mean, these are all the gap down, but the reverse.
I'm not even sure what this was here.
Look at DBX. Man, oh man.
I stay on ANY.
Well, that's fine. That first 15 minutes.
Yeah, I'm not sure that I'm going to renew my membership for Ross's room. It is nice having his commentary, but I find that a lot of the times I have him muted. I do use his scanners for his chat room, so his room's up on a different screen, and I'm using his chat room, but just for the scanners and the screen share and his commentary, I don't find anything else useful. I don't find the chat useful. I was a little bit active in there, but too many questions being asked. But
intuitively, you might think the easiest cut that open to short everything, but I'll take a start.
so YCL looks super heavy.
And what I'll do is add to, looks like it's going to break over $3. 309 is our daily breakout spot on ANY. 51.
You could risk off 6 if you wanted. I'm still maybe interested at 650. I might not get in this at all, but it's okay.
See that? All of a sudden you get that big move. That's what we want to see on ANY. So now we've got a daily setup on this.
Yeah, it's a pretty big volume candle. We were playing this the other day, and we said this could be indicative of a reversal. The biggest volume candle in a long time. We predicted that it was going to close weak, but it was also, we thought this pattern might happen. Green, close weak, and then continue down. And as you see, it's doing differently. It's curling back up. We shorted it this day and this day. Haven't touched it yet. Around 4 would be awesome.
That's what you like to see, right, guys? That's happening. Breakout. 320, 325.
3 more minutes for that first 15
one.
So no news for the day. This is, I guess, a potential technical breakout, up 22% for the day. It is 1.5 million share floats. So these you have to be careful with. I wouldn't short this intraday anywhere. Personally, I'd wait for this $4, 423 mark. I don't like shorting those ultra low floats with intraday resistance. I don't think it's as strong. I got burned on IMTE and AWX. Those are both right around 2 million share floats.
There were only a couple of polys that actually will trade in the first 15 minutes whenever the sunrise
scalp up to 350.
I think that made the cut, but doesn't mean it's because of that. Finally. Okay, now gap down and low for WDC. Okay.
SPY looks like it might want to continue on the way down, turning down off the VWAP. Still a little bit over the opening price, but it has a gap down for the day. ANY still looking to get it maybe close to 4 for part size. Could double in around this 420 mark. By then it should probably be at least the third pullback.
Like the high is just right around 350. So I want to see that level break.
Once again though, this doesn't have any catalyst for the day, so it is weaker. And it looks like it's starting to slow down. The 5-minute chart is just straight up. 30%. This would be like your high risk entry. Around 580 though. Oh wait, no. And that's how these stocks can move. No catalyst, up 20%. Yeah. Over $3 is pretty bullish just because it failed to break out there a few times. You know. So under 3 potentially for the weakness with the risk over 3.
The low of this pullback is 16. I don't want to see it break below 16. So I'm going to put my stop at 16 on the rest.
It still looks like a nice 5-minute pattern if it holds up here. So just something to keep on watch.
Stopped out of the rest, and I'll finish
Under VWAP, selling off.
$188.
Testing this $3 mark. Now this is a potential short-term dip buy, but I haven't looked into any of the fundamentals of this company to see if it's worth, you know, putting in a reversal here. It just has a really, really ugly chart. Alright guys, well I'm driving down to Alabama to visit my family. I'm going to be leaving probably around 11 or 11:30, so I'm going to be closing up the stream early. I'll try my best to get on the hotel's Wi-Fi and stream my broker directly. We'll see how that goes.
So we'll keep this one on watch and see if it gives another opportunity.
If there's anything you guys see or any questions that you have, let me know.
So this was again the gap down, and now this is going down, not yet participating.
I'll have a nice time. My goal, my ideal goal would be to be like Roberto and be able to just travel. It's always a good idea to look at the stocks that were in play yesterday, especially if you're short, because the majority of the time you'll see them go from the top gainer to the top loser. So overall, there's not too much range because it's a pretty cheap stock. The VWAP here is too close to this pivot point for me to take an entry. You know, there's only 10 cents of downside, and the upside's a lot higher, so maybe up around the opening price. I don't even see the previous close on here. One second, guys, I have a phone call. So Laura, yeah, I would like to see it. I guess under this 175 would be a decent place to enter for the short. Chasing it down here, it did have a pretty big pivot point around this 158, 160 area yesterday. So that is kind of coinciding with the VWAP. You could take it there, but just be quick to cut losses if it gets over that area. And considering that it just pivoted at 150, yeah, I'm not sure. Just not ideal. It would have to be a low risk entry. And then, you know, your gap close would be about 118. I'm not seeing my gap close on these charts. Oh, you know what? Maybe the previous day close was the same as the open price. Yeah, that's what it was. So there's no gap, really. SPY's just losing it. Yeah, dude, I think we're going to go into a crash. They were saying we're already down 20% now, which is like the start of the crash. And then if you guys have been following the SPY's daily chart, last time we had a crash, it made one of these moves and it kind of held this level and then continued down. So we had this panic. Now everybody kind of got comfortable for the last week or two, and I think we're going to see another panic down. All the tech companies are a little bit too, I think they're just too big. Yeah, dude, I can't trade the VIX. I blew up an account in October on the VIX because it was just, I mean, it moves crazy fast. So I just try not even to do it.
Popping tails, maybe a bit of pause, but I mean, this really got down in reverse down to the positive. Wow.
So ANY is still holding up for now. That's good. You wouldn't really want to see it fail. Would have been a missed move. Damn. Yeah, being up about 40% in the morning, this one definitely should have been the top watch. I don't know, I'm just not feeling it today. I think it's because I didn't get good sleep. I was up all night pretty much, so I'm happy with this tiny green day. It was a good execution. I wasn't fully confident with it, so I took a teeny tiny size, but you know, larger size, that's a $300 winner, or even 3,000. So it went in my favor the whole way. It never really went against me. And this ORPN, it didn't quite get to where I wanted it to get. So I'll just pass and wait for better setups. Wow, yeah, the SPY is just pulling down so hard. I see support at like 160, maybe 163-ish. The last wick that it had down here was at 160. So I found a way to add another level to the level 2, to the gradient scale. So now I can have 4 levels and then the rest are white. So 0, 1, 2, and 3 are gradient and then white. I think it makes it nice and pretty. I'm what you like to call a chartist. I like to have everything look neat. So for me, this gradient scale it makes it easier to read level 2. Love it. Love it. Alright guys, so that's pretty much going to be it. How long have I been with TradeNet? I think I started with them. I first started with SureTrader. I was with them before the summer for sure. But like I said, I got smoked in July. I got wrecked. So, how about you? Who are you trading with? Are you trading with anybody or? I'm not sure what's up with this stock, Gecko, but it keeps triggering alerts. Okay, so we just now hit this 650 area and it got denied. Yeah, it's good to take a break. I went with Dash Trader demo for a while. I go on and off. If I blow up an account, I go into the demo. TradeNet's good, you know, minus the negative publicity that they have, but all in all, you have to view it as a learning tool. You know, it's not a broker. It's not the end game. It's like a step in your education with low risk, you know. It has its benefits, it has its drawbacks. I actually just heard about this one place. It's called One Up Trader. They have a demo, I guess like a 2-week demo that you can do. So YECO's testing this last pivot that it had in this area. There's no reason for this volume though. It's only up 1% for the day, so this is definitely not my go-to strategy. It's just a continuation off yesterday from 5 to 750. It's still kind of holding up now over this area of consolidation. So I have alerts a little bit higher. I'll definitely risk off a 7 if it gets up there. Any is just grinding up. Getting a little bit closer to our alert up here. Let's see. On the 5-minute, we just have one pullback. Not really getting much breakout on the 5-minute. We're starting to see some volume come in now, but to me it looks like it's running out of steam. Now this is, I guess, technical breakout up on no news. It's just this float that I'm weary about. Let's see if it gets over 4. You're looking at 575. Honestly, if this puts in another green day or 2, I'd like it even more. But I think Ross is on. Let's see what he's doing. Yeah, he was looking at this.
No, I'm not in any.
Looks ugly now. Under 340. On the 5-minute, it would be a trend reversal for the first time.
say what I would
So
like is
you could risk off of the high here if you wanted to. So in at 46, still even, because we're going to fill in the ask only. Under 340. Look to add. Come on. 344.
All right, finally, things will settle down. Well, maybe not. Nico doing his thing again today.
Okay, big bidder at 340, holding it up. Not going as quickly as I thought. So 3/4 size here, gonna take some off. Come on. Shit. Yeah, if it gets under 340, it's gonna get some momentum to the downside. 350 is it printing? In at 42, 43. Alright, I'm gonna take off a little risk. At 53.
BRKS, yes, Brooks Automation, big gap up reversal, still.
I didn't want to see it over 350.
All right, I'm definitely watching this set. I just want to see it base a little bit underneath that 7, and I may hop in on this. I don't, well, there's no, there's no support. This is a lifetime low.
This thing is just grinding up. Alright, so short 500 shares, average 342, 343. Really looking for this 340 area to break. It would be a 5-minute trend reversal based on the low of the previous candle. There was a big seller at 340 holding it up. I took a little bit too much size based on where I am for the overall chart, so that's why I took it off quickly, just to try to manage the risk and keep it smaller. I'm still holding a little bit more than I'd like to. This should have been a 1/4 size position. I added it on the breakdown. I was chasing the weakness into the seller. It looked like he was going to get sold into on the level 2, and then it was going to fall. So far he's holding it up. Over 350, I don't like it at all. We're seeing 55s print, 50, 48, 48. Just looking at the time in sales here too, 50s, 53s. It's not looking good at all. Shit, I took off more risk. So 5-minute breakouts over 63.
Consolidation, so I'm going to leave it alone for right now.
So this kind of broke the pattern here, I think. Ross just said you'd want to have another pullback. So right here is the breakout. Let's see, covered at 60. I might look to add back in size here if it gets a little bit higher to the 75 area and does a false breakout on the 5-minute. I think I missed the ad. Damn it. So we'll see under, it was 340. Whoops.
Alright guys, I am in FET now. I'll put a 7 stop on it. In 696, probably was trying to base under there for a while, so we'll see.
And that's the problem when you start taking too much size, you get nervous, even though,
After
you
7 and out, I can always get back in.
know, the stock is known to close weak. Just don't know how high it's going to go.
Gap down alert.
Jeez. So we have NBEV. The SPY's still pushing down or getting pulled down. SPY's at new lows right now. This stock obviously doesn't care. And YCO got up to 690. And now it's at 645, 640. That was the move.
Sono continues down.
So for YCO, I'm going to set an alert for
That was just a brief respite
like
for,
6,
all those ones in the down at the beginning.
a little under 680.
Pop. The gap down
See if it gets back up there.
My guess is that, I mean, most of them are going to look like this now.
Yeah, take a look at YCO. It really just came right to our
WLL.
alert. I had an alert. This is the new one that I just had out, but I think I had one at 85, and it just triggered it and fell down. So move the alert down now to about 76 for a double top or lower high. He does that sometimes. He just won't let you know.
Well, look at DK. Well, probably some support right around here.
Let's see, 10 o'clock. This is going to be it for me.
Support right around here for DK.
In at 42, I can't let this go all the way up to 4. Yeah, this is not the trade to be in. Let's get some momentum. And
Did I find support for
I
it?
just need to stay away. He was green, but it ran big against him. I wasn't really following. I saw his entry alert. I didn't see any exits or anything like that. It wasn't. We were actually pretty occupied with, well, with YECO yesterday. I noticed he's been over trading a little lately. He even mentioned it and caught himself, but then he kept trading for the rest of the day. I didn't get it. He wasn't doing any of that before he reopened the program. It's like when he reopens the program, he feels like he needs to perform, he needs to make money, and therefore, you know, he trades worse.
The Fed is starting to move against me. I may be exiting. I might take a look at it.
You know, Ross said the same thing. He was like, there are definitely days where I wouldn't trade at all. He was like, but I feel obligated to trade because people pay for the chat room and they come to see him perform and see him trade, so he ends up trading. He can't go 2 or 3 days without trading because people are going to complain to him and say that they paid for the service and this and that. And you know, he just feels like he has to. I keep getting faked out on this. I keep seeing a lot of weakness on the tape, and I chase it, and then it stops. It stops right where I buy in. So It's just trapping me. I think this is gonna be it. I know this is gonna be down later today. I don't know that. I really think it is. I do believe it, but I'm not gonna be sticking around. Tech Trader, if you did want to sign up with TradeNet and you haven't already, it's $375 right now. They're running Black Friday sales. Yeah, it's bad. I do the same thing. Especially on these these are just grinding up against you. It's so easy to be like, oh, I'll just stop out at 350, and then it's 358. You're like, well, 360. Well, 375 is higher day, and that's my problem, is cutting these losers. I'm not in full size. I'm not in full risk. I can get it up to 375 and then go full risk off high of day. But I think if it gets that high with this low afloat, you're looking at $4. And I probably should just stuck to the plan and waited for this $4, or just not taking it at all. So there's some selling at 58.
Avio is interesting. I have this price alert set for over $2, 206, I think.
Hey, we're back in the green. So under this 340 is pretty critical. Should I add or should I take? Do you add or take? Add or take? Only up 10 cents. No, just let it ride. It came up from 270 on no news. I'm hoping it goes pretty back far down, maybe closer to 3. What do you think? Not the greatest average. I feel like 340 was a pretty critical level. I'd like to see it hold underneath there. And so here's where I get impatient, and I feel like taking off half. So we'll try to be patient. 31, 30s. Get down. Might add into 30s. Not a good ad. I didn't click it. I missed it. That's good. Up 10 cents. What the hell? Yeah, that was an ad.
Really focus more on how much, how far up could this potentially go if it were again. You know, so is it worth?
So I'll be happy to cover some at
risk because it's a big spread. So that's kind of the way I look at it.
at this area here, I think.
Yeah, look at CRC.
$31,
WLL now.
$29.
Finally coming.
There we go. Alright, I'm just gonna take some. Oh. Did I really just hit 45? Yeah, look at that. They just printed 45s. That's pretty crazy. Yeah, definitely don't want to take any more risk on this. That's like I want to add in, but that's wild. It literally, where was that? Yeah, I mean it jumped 10 cents, so I'm not comfortable with that. 36, 39. And I mean, no volume's good. I don't want to see volume coming in. It's hard not to add into that red weakness, but that's what I've been getting trapped into. Jeez. So indecisive. 29. I'm gonna look to take some under 30. So if I can get like down to 27, I have an order to cover half here. If it flushes. Just put the other order out at like 5 or 7. Alright, so the orders are out. The only thing I have to do is manage the exit. Bail over 45, I'd say, which is my break even. I have an order at 27, trying to get picked up here. TradeNet, you can only buy on the bid, sell on the ask. So the bid has to hit 27. Wait a second. The ask has to hit 27. You always buy the ask and you sell the bid. So I need to see 27 here, and it'll pick up my order instantly. I think a lot of people are complaining about TradeNet. They don't understand how the orders execute. Like, I mean, I don't really bother explaining to them, but see, now what do? I trailered my stop down to break even. Do I get out of the trade, or is that where I take on risk and size in, and then get the resolution that I'm looking for? Because that's what SMB Capital said. They said a lot of people, when it goes their direction, they'll adjust their stop to break even. When it comes back up to break even, they'll cut it. Whereas that might be the trade with your risk. You put risk on at that point. That's just wild. I don't know. Yeah, they don't understand. And one thing with TradeNet, you just want to do market orders, in my opinion. Unless you're looking to grab something that's really quickly moving, then you want to have a limit price order. But I wouldn't have a hotkey that says buy over the ask plus 5 cents. Your orders get rejected. It's just not good. But the fills are instant. It's like, it's awesome. You just have to learn. I had to adjust my strategy in order to trade with it. Yeah, but if I were to buy a share, if I were to click buy right now, it would just buy at 342. I could buy 100,000 shares at 342 if my account could. It would be instant at that price. There's no slippage. I wouldn't be buying all the way up here. And that's the difference. Whenever you click buy, you're buying at that ask price. When you sell, it's at that ask price. Yeah. Doesn't matter how much is available. You're gonna buy at that price, full size, no slippage. If you mark it, because you're signing a contract, you're saying I'm gonna buy at that price, 344. The market depth doesn't have anything to do with it. That's why you don't really have to scale into shorts and sell into strength. You know, you can just slam it at the top. You can slam as many shares as you want right here. So if you just wait with CFDs, you just make sure the bid gets up to this 375. You know, if you try to slam it and the ask is at 375 but the bid's down at 360, you know, you're down 10 cents. So, but if I were to sell into this little bit of weakness here, it would fill instantly. Why do they watch it? I don't get it. When you sell an order, it just sells. Oh, why do you watch the bid? I mean, the market size, level 2, you know why you watch level 2. So you could see, you know, if I'm holding a position short here, and we determine that 340 is kind of a line in the sand, and there's this huge seller over here at 340, that's going to scare the buyers out, and I'm going to feel a lot more comfortable holding this size. I might even size into it because there's a seller here. The market depth gives you a little bit direction of where the price can go. You know, if you start seeing a bunch of bidders come up here and stack here, you know it's strong. But if you're just looking at level 1, you're not going to be seeing any. You're not going to see everything, you know. So, you definitely still need level 2. What I don't show the market maker ID. You're not going to be direct routing to these guys. That's useless to me. So I just have, yeah, the bid and the size. I don't even have the time on my time and sales. Just the bid, price, and size. Well, slow day. Alright guys, well if I don't get to talk to you, definitely enjoy Thanksgiving if you celebrate Thanksgiving. If not, enjoy the Thursday off from the market. Do whatever you want, you know, do something that you enjoy. Thursday, we're closed. Friday, close at 1. So this is gonna be the first Thursday that I'm trading. Or the first Black Friday that I'm trading, I think. I was in the Warrior program about this time last year. Oh, I was definitely in the program. I started in October. So I was just spectating Ross. And at that time, I wasn't really aware what was going on. So my order actually got picked up there. The order at 27. Exams. Well, I mean, that's good. We need smart people in this world. So this looks like it's going to start gaining momentum to the downside. You could always add it back. But I'm just looking to get out.
I'm just going to leave it alone. I see it moving higher, but probably just going to miss it. I'm kind of closing up shop here. Alt level is 398, so it's a ways off. According to Sterling. Yeah, know when to walk away and be green, that's for sure. It's important. Then I'd like to get a $10,000 day. I wasn't expecting that we could be up 7 grand today, so I'm going to be grateful and go back and try to make a little money tomorrow.
Laura, we know you're smart. Don't play stupid. Yeah, so I mean that looks like a pretty good take for me to close up the day. I gotta get going. I'm 11.5 hour drive. Actually, 7.5 hour drive. I'm gonna be in Nashville, Tennessee. So if anybody's from Nashville, they want to maybe grab a beer or something, just let me know. Wow, they actually covered me at 25, even though I had an order to fill at 27. So that's awesome. You know, that's another 2 cents in my favor. For all those who bitch about executions.
I'm wrong. I'm not 3270. Sorry.
Yeah, I'd have to look at the tape, look at the time, and you know maybe there weren't any 327s or 326s that got printed, and the next best one was 325, so that's where it picked up my limit. Right now I have one at 305, but it looks like it's catching some bids here. You know, is it really worth risking this little bit to give up what I have? You know, we'll say it's up $77. I'm risking another $25 to try to milk it, but I'm potentially risking what I have here. So it's crazy. You know, are you being greedy or are you letting the trade? Are you maximizing the trade? And it's just a tug of war the entire time. Because if this goes against me, right now I'm risking those $80 to win an extra 20. 25. Well, with that being said, I'll just take it. What are we doing here? I'm just gonna bail. Bail. Alright, closing up shop. I'll catch you guys tomorrow. The P&L will be in the Discord and whatnot. So, take it easy, guys. Try not to trade throughout the middle of the day. It's just going to be pretty sideways. Volume already today has been pretty light. This is the... I mean, there just hasn't been much going on. So, I wouldn't force anything. Later, guys.